What is up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are having yourselves a great weekend so far. We are back with episode 7 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, titled String Theory. And there is I've seen a good bit on like Twitter and TikTok and just people generally talking about it, but a lot of people are, I don't want to say they're tuning out of Monarch season 2. I think it seems like a lot of people are very much disappointed in some aspect. Let me see if I can, because a lot of people are getting kind of tired of the, how's the best way to put it? I guess you could say the human element of it. Let me see. We can probably pull up some tweets real quick. Let me see. Try. There are some criticisms of it because it's just, I think these are bots. I think a lot of the stuff I'm seeing, I feel like just reading a lot of these, I feel like these are a lot of bots so far. But a lot of people are pointing out, like, there's not that much monster action. It's all human development kind of esque. So this episode is titled String Theory. Now, at the end of episode 6, I was wondering if this was like Shaw's son that he lost or something like that. No, it's so basically physics, time dilation, all this stuff resulted in, while Shaw and Zook were trying to locate Godzilla and use the portals as a way of moving Titan X and Godzilla to an area where they can fight, duke it out, or whatever. He connects with his much younger self when he was a major during Operation Hourglass's first attempt into Axis Mundi. Now, we do get some flashbacks and some montages of them. Like, I think it's like 4 or 5 people in general. Just periodically, as the montage goes on, the younger Shaw, Wyatt Russell Shaw, talks about how he just buried so and so. And I guess this raises a question of, I guess, what came first? I hope this makes sense. I hope this makes sense. But what came first? Was it the chicken or the egg? Because you're messing with time here, because there's a moment when basically Kurt Russell Shaw basically tells Wyatt Russell's version that, hey, we're the same person, and the goal is to put a tracker on Titan X, which they do successfully do. But then there's other complications as well, because younger Shaw comes across an encampment. Now, keep in mind, this is not long, or probably I can't remember what the exact timeline is, of after Keiko. They lost Keiko in Kazakhstan, and he comes across an encampment with some equipment which appears to be Keiko's, and Shaw is determined to find her. Now, older Shaw has to basically convince him, like, listen, if you interfere now, that even Zook mentions this too, is that like if your younger version goes to Keiko now, that can change everything. That can change the entire history right now. Um, there's no telling what would happen. Sorry. And yeah, there's really no telling what would happen. And I feel like we're kind of getting a hint of that with Kentaro's story arc right now, where I forgot the girl's name, but she talks about like, what if we could make it to where G-Day never happened? So it seems like they're trying to manipulate time or go back in time to prevent things from happening, maybe even preventing a G-Day from happening. At least that's from what I'm understanding about this. Um, but yeah, so Shaw has to convince his younger self, hey, you don't if you go now, you risk saving her in the future, because in the future she does come back. You do save her. And those kids that I mentioned that I've grown fond of, they're Horatio's kids, and just in order to save her, you have to let Keiko go. And so there is just this whole little arc right there. And then you have Cate and Keiko after they're realizing and gather information and recording the Titan X vibrations. At the end of episode 6, Cate thought it was like called like it's lost, and just things like that. Um, Bill Randa marks a notable place of potential of as part of maybe Titan X migration pattern, because there's a there was like reports of local women being possessed by yokai, like a demon. And so they're gonna go and find out what it is. Come to find out, there's this well, and they would go into the well to hear the Titan song, which probably a lot of people thought, at the time, probably thought they were crazy. But no, they were just listening to the Titan song, and Cate tells Keiko, like, I don't think Titan X is dangerous or anything like that. I think it just needs our help. Um, there is a moment. I don't know why they were doing. They did this a lot in this episode. I can probably understand in some aspects with Kurt Russell and Zook's characters. Um, um, but there were just these moments where the way like I don't know why you just didn't put them both in the same camera frame. It would be like so kind of zoomed in on one person's face and then zoomed in on another person's face. It was just like I don't know why you just couldn't do it where you had them both in one frame. I don't know. It's a weird choice. I wonder if I could just show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can just. It's just an image. It shouldn't. I don't think it'll flag me, but we'll see. Um. So it's not gonna go off, but like anyway, like this. You see how like where the camera is like situated, and then it's like the same thing with see how like just up close the camera is. I'm not sure why you needed to have like a shot like that when you could have just had it to where oh, I just had it. There he is. Where you could just have a shot like this of them talking. Like I don't know. I don't know why that was such a necessary thing, but um so and then you have like Kentaro's thing. Korra gets picked up by Monarch and taken to Outpost 18, where Tim berates her about what she was doing and everything like that. And they try to come up with a plan about they're looking at the piece of Titan X that still has. I think Tim said it still has her device in it. Now Korra is quick to say Apex's device, but whatever. Apparently Apex is being fully transparent about stuff. Obviously, it's just to cover they knew what was going on. They're just saying that just to cover their end and stuff like that. Now because of Shaw, because younger Shaw putting the tracker on Titan X, they're now able to track it, and so Zook is all ready to go with Lee to find Titan X, but Lee's just kind of like, buddy, you're gonna have to sit this one out, because there's a chance that whatever Lee's planning is he's probably not gonna make it out alive with whatever he's planning. So now Monarch also picks this up as well. And now because Titan X is off the coast of Australia, and I think we're about to get, unless they do because this was very heavy character, like human element involved in it. Like you didn't see Titan X or anything like that until the last minute or so of this episode. And I think this is what's bothering a lot of people, is this is titled Monarch Legacy of Monsters, and we don't really see that many monsters in this series. Now they're sprinkled in, like you have the Ion Dragon in this episode. You get while Lee is running, he's being chased by like this giant centipede kind of Titan. You get the Ion Dragon. But a lot of people wanted more, I guess, monster action. They wanted it, like, obviously they wanted Godzilla. We haven't seen Kong since the first episode, and then a little bit of, I think, last week's episode towards the beginning. But I think that's going to change because we got 3 episodes left, and I think episode 8 is titled Separate Ways. So the synopsis is Titan X makes landfall in Australia, where Shaw lures Godzilla into a showdown. Isabel uses the battle as a distraction for her secret operation. So it looks like we're, final 3 episodes we're about to get. This episode's only like 40 minutes. Sheesh, that's short. That is short. How long was this episode? Oh, I don't know if he'll tell me. Here we go. No. So this one was almost about an hour, and I don't know. We'll see. That is short. That is short. But anyway, but yeah, so it looks like we are gonna get that scene of like Godzilla and Titan X fighting in Australia. So we're gonna just see how things shape out. Maybe these last 3 episodes of Monarch will finish out strong. Now again, because this is before King of the Monsters. I was curious on if we would have seen like maybe Monarch developing the Orca. Maybe that's something they're planning on doing with a 3rd season. I don't know. I'm curious to see what the numbers are in regards to people watching this series so far. But yeah, episode 7, String Theory. I mean, personally, I'm fine with the structure of this show. I can understand how people are upset with the lack of like, Godzilla, Kong, the Titan battles and stuff like that. I can definitely see and understand where they're coming from in that regard. Personally, for me, I'm okay with it. It doesn't really bother me at all. But we'll see how things shape out with the final 3 episodes. So that's basically it. My thoughts on episode 7 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. You guys can tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button, comment below. You can also follow me on my gaming channel, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, the Nerd Talk podcast on Spotify, X. You can find all that down in the description below. So definitely go there, check out everything I have. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one.